power right now across parts of the Pacific Northwest. So let's focus in on the wind aspect of this next storm. This is your fall storm forecast for your Friday, the same one I was just showing you with the rain. Let's talk about those gusty winds, and they're going to be leading in ahead of this system and then also coming in on the back side of this. And this wind maker likely going to see winds strong enough that we could see some power outages in these locations as well as some tree damage as a result. By Saturday, this is going to be moving through the Ohio River Valley and the Tennessee River Valleys. And then as we head into your Saturday late into Sunday morning, we'll see those gusty winds moving into the northeast. And anytime you have winds this strong, we're talking 30, 40 mile per hour gusts plus. Not only could it cause the damage I was talking about, but also it's a pretty significant travel delay. So even when the rain is out of there, keep this in mind. Here's the forecast wind conditions into the afternoon here on your Friday. There you can see some of those gusts, Chicago, Indianapolis into Lansing, 20 to 30 miles per hour. I wouldn't rule out a few 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts, something we're going to keep a close eye on. And as we head into your Sunday, notice still around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Being up there on the shoreline. So be aware of that as we track this slow moving storm system off towards the east. There you can see a warm front associated with this, and I mentioned that we are going to be seeing that warmer air and not just kind of confined to the south of the warm front. We think it's going to be an overrunning situation where that warmer air overruns the cold front and gets pushed farther up to the north. So the snow, I think, will be limited to the backside of this system when that cold air begins to come in and blows over the Great Lakes. Here's the forecast for your Friday. Rain, thunderstorms in places like Des Moines into the Quad Cities, across much of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Chicago, all being impacted by this wet weather. Here's the timing of some of this as we head through the day on your Thursday into the Friday. Notice a little wintry mix at times, but more of the green stuff overall. This will be time now for your tropical update. Yes, we're still talking tropics. It's the 15th of November. We're halfway through the month and almost done with hurricane season, which ends November 30th. And as we take a look at the tracks and the names of all the storms that we've had so far, there have been 17 of them, and they've just been everywhere all across the Atlantic basin. So we did have 17 named storms, 10 of which became hurricanes, and 6 of those became major hurricanes. And as we take a look at what's left of the season, historically, really not a whole lot. Typically, when you look at the statistics of it, we only get about 3% of any storm development during the last 2 weeks of November. So that's a low amount, and we don't really see anything out there right now that is anything to be concerned about. So that's some good news. Where would we typically see development? Still got to keep an eye on the Caribbean as well as up towards the Azores, and that's the only area of potential development, but it's really quite low. Only 10 gusty winds as we head through the afternoon. Your next storm system, though, is right around the corner, and we're going to be tracking that one coming in from the west once again. And this is going to be arriving in the nation's midsection as we head into your Friday. Warm air as well as moisture is going to be overriding that warm front, and so you're going to be looking at some rain showers by your Friday. This will continue down the I-35 corridor into places like Des Moines, down towards Kansas City, St. Louis, and in Milwaukee and Chicago. We'll see some wet weather on your Friday, and I think the winds this time around are going to be stronger than the system that we're already dealing with here for today. Friday night, Chicago down towards St. Louis into Indianapolis. Detroit gets in on the action. Showers and even some embedded thunderstorms. Here's the forecast for Chicago as we head into your Friday into Saturday. And one of the big things I want you to notice are really these strong gusty winds. They could be reaching 30 plus miles per hour. That's going to impact your travel. People trying to get out of town for the holiday already this weekend will likely have some delays as a result of that. Here's your Saturday forecast. Still a little wet in Chicago as well as Cincinnati, down towards Louisville into Memphis as well as Nashville. Starts to push into the northeast late on Saturday.